When people see me and my business partners 3 million sales per year online course business, they seem to always think like it has happened in just like 2 or 3 years. And then I'm always like, it has taken like 12 years. The problem is that we see and notice things when things pop up to headlines, to the news, when something grows big, or once someone hits the success. But there's years of underlying groundwork to get to that point. And that makes us feel inferior that I haven't been able to make something successful in 2 years. And I have realized that actually I have 12 years, more than 12 years of groundwork, what has enabled me to be where I am today. And in this video, I'm gonna lay out you this 12 years, what has got me here, and how you can start realizing that probably you're putting too much pressure on yourself, you're too early in the process to accept yourself to have a lot of growth, or how you might be looking at other people and feeling inferior about yourself because all you see is their mushroom, the big growth, but not the underlying years of building the roots that enables the mushroom to grow in the first place. We're selling online courses, teaching people how to self-treat neck pain, low back pain, different stiffness, stretching, mobility training, foam rolling, etc. But it didn't happen in a couple of years. 12 years ago, actually, you can think 13 years, because then I went to the sports massage therapy school, which lasted for 1 year. After that, I started to work as sports massage therapist as a self-employed. And I did that for 3 years, and I was also learning about foam rolling and mobility training to fix my own problems in my body. So this is like where the groundwork of learning this niche, learning the skills, understanding human body and how people can treat themselves like has started. And then in 2016 I started making the first videos online, teaching people stretching. They got popular. Then in 2017 I made my first online course, first sales online. And that was 2017, even was like years ago. And then after that there has been a lot of work going to building the whole audience, figuring out what works, learning about online marketing, copywriting, sales page, advertising, and everything has been happening little by little all the time. And yeah, I put a lot of effort into the topic. I've been doing it because I have enjoyed it. I'm interested about the entrepreneurship online business and making online courses, and then this niche of like how you can treat yourself, your body. Our mushroom is the past like 3 years when the business grew from like 10K sales a month to like 250K sales per month. And that's the mushroom part. That's the part everyone pretty much sees. But then if we track what are the roots of that mushroom, the mycelium that's inside the soil, which enables the mushroom to just pop up overnight. It's the years of me watching videos about online business, investing thousands of dollars into different business coachings to learn from people who are much more experienced than I am. Noticing this doesn't work, this works, let's do more of this, what works. And then actually, if I really think backwards from there, even before when I went to the massage therapy school, what has enabled me to be making these videos is that in my teenage years, I was as a supervisor on kids camps, and part of that supervisor role and there was like we would perform this sketch and humorous things and being in front of people. An example, in one summer camp, I was the supervisor for kids that were 1 year younger than me, who were in the same school, and I didn't feel that I would be somehow bigger authority figure for them. That was these experiences that I have realized that later on enabled me to hop in front of camera, to film myself and not be so afraid of being ridiculous. The roots of where I am today are like 20 years back in the history if you really start to think about. But then the mushroom you see and you are like, oh, you have built this kind of business and oh my God, and he's so amazing. And like, there's a lot of mistakes I do, a lot of mistakes I still do, a lot of things I could do better. It's more multiple years of doing things and growing and compounding on that. Not I would be like super good entrepreneurs. Yeah, I have my strengths that I have used, example content creation, but then it's so easy to get stuck into this. You see some big business, they have big billboards, ads, they have fancy website, huge marketing campaigns, and then as an entrepreneur you compare yourself to them, or especially in this online era, you can see an influencer pop up and get to the fame in a year or two. But that person also probably has done a lot of things in prior life before they even started to make that social media content that enabled them to hop in front of the camera and be natural with it. This all, especially in social media, it really skews up with our perception of things, with our natural tendency to compare ourselves to other people. It's just like a recipe for disaster. If you really start to study the history of some successful people, usually you find the chain of events that has happened and has led to get where they got, and there's a lot of struggles, there's a lot of years where they were like nobody. And once you realize that, what has helped me when meeting example entrepreneurs who are much further in their journeys, or realizing that they're not that different from me. They have been just in this thing longer. Someone has been in the business for 20 years. Of course they're not gonna be much further in the journey than I am, because I've been doing this entrepreneurship thing for 12 years. So comparing ourselves to those people who have just been doing it for longer, it's not worth it. And maybe the question for you right now is, where are the mushrooms that you see but you have never realized? What's the years of groundwork, laying the roots that has enabled that mushroom to pop up? And then what's your root work and groundwork that will lead someday overnight that mushroom to come up on the surface and happen for you? What's your mushroom? Disclaimer. I'm here talking about 12-year story condensed into a few minutes. So it suddenly sounds really magical that and everything happened, everything flowed into one thing. I just, started my business. I started, making videos. Then I was selling online courses. No, there's much more nuance. There's much more in depth. There's much struggle in there. So remember, it can sound magical here, but it hasn't been magic. It just looks like it because it's condensed. And the other parts of the story, we will make in separate videos so we can give enough detail to those things. And if there's any part of the story that you are particularly interested, please leave a comment so we know what you want to see more of.